What's up, everyone? It's Lizotte here. The second round of the PDGA World Championship has concluded, and what rounds we had on both sides of the FPO and the MPO. As always, we're gonna start with the FPO. Going into the third round, Kristin Tattar is still leading, but not much. 2 strokes. She's leading 2 strokes, minus 13. I think this is like exactly a replica of like Kristin's last tournament and the previous one, like where she plays a really good first round and then she plays an okay to relatively bad second round, an okay third round, and then like I hope this isn't a replica, but it looks like it because this was way worse than what I was expecting Kristin to play, but it was enough to hold the first placement. Ella Hansen is now second because Henna Blomroos unfortunately did exactly the thing that I was fearing, which was, well, she was nervous. Her putting was off, her drives were off, so both Henna and Eveliina struggled the second round, and the putting was the main villain of their story. Their placements is 6 and 7 at the moment, so they haven't lost anything yet, but they need to get their nerves in check if they want to win. Ella Hansen, second place. Well, the country club really suited Ella, and she played minus 4. She could have done better, but minus 4 was enough to be on the second place. But the biggest story is Missy Gannon is now third, and Paige Pierce and Wysocki both played amazingly and now are tied for fourth. So we have a tournament, which is always great. Catherine Allen, I have to mention, the reigning champion, had the hot round, minus 7. Lisa Figas also had a minus 6. The FPO side is really close, and I hope it stays close up until the end. So I can't wait to see the round 3. I hope Kristin manages to play until the end, because you could see on the second round she was throwing more forehands than backhands, and it's mainly because she was, well, protecting her hand and because it's hurting at the moment. There's gonna be an interview of Kristin and Ella at the end of the video. If you want to check them, there's gonna be timestamps if you want to jump there. But now we're gonna go to the MPO side. MPO side was a bit more interesting. Like the FPO side, the MPO side is still wide open. But if someone would have said to me before the world started that after 2 rounds, after the mix-up of the A and B brackets after 2 rounds, your co-leaders would be Kristin Tattar and Gossage, I would have probably said, get the hell out. Like, wouldn't believe it. So yeah, Kristin Tattar and Gossage are your co-leaders with minus 20. Amazing tournament so far, and even if they don't win, they can be really proud and keep their head high, because leading the Worlds after 2 rounds is a feat in itself. And breathing down their neck is Calvin Heimburg and Paul Mcbeth, both sitting at minus 18, so just 2 strokes behind the leaders. Both Paul Mcbeth and Calvin Heimburg had a great round in the country club, minus 10, minus 9. But the hot round was Ricky Wysocki. And Ricky is sitting at the moment on 6th place with Kevin Babcock, Ezra Aderholt, and Chris Clemenson and Eagle McMahon. So I don't want to bang my own drums, but all of my guys that I predicted to be in the top 5 are relatively close to the top 5, except Simon, but we're not going to talk about that now. Also, I want to mention that Niklas Anttila had a great round, and I mentioned that last tournament Paul Mcbeth rose 99 placements after the first round, and now Niklas Anttila rose 90 placements after the first round. He shot minus 11 at the country club, so I have to give Niklas a little bit credit for that. Interesting round going forward, and I can wait to see Kristin Tattar and Gossage play with Calvin Heimburg and Paul Mcbeth, which is going to be your lead card going into round 3. So it's going to be really a good PDGA World Championships on both sides, the FPO and the MPO. There wasn't really huge drama on the MPO side. Paul Mcbeth still said that he needs to putt better, and that's about it. that's the biggest drama I think we've gotten so far. So it's good that we will now only focus on the sport itself. No bullshit politics, no drama, just the competition itself is more than enough of entertainment we will get. And I hope that stays up until the end. I hope the officiating is good, and I hope the players will behave. But yeah, there's gonna be interviews from your co-leaders Kristin Tattar and Gossage at the end of the video, also from Kristin Tattar and Ella Hansen. Subscribe, hit the bell notification button, like the video, comment down below who you think is gonna win, the FPO and the MPO side. Will Kristin keep this lead? Will Kristin Tattar and Gossage keep their lead? Who knows? Leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.
And joining us now is our leader, Kristin Tattar. Kristin, not as clean of a round as yesterday, but overall, how did it feel for you?
It didn't feel as quite as easy as it felt yesterday, for sure. But like, I was just sticking to my game plan, which was a little bit different than the other card mates had. They were throwing so far, and I just can't like throw my forehands that far. So, yeah, it was different.
And part of the story this week is, in fact, that your arm is a little bit sore and it hurts when you're throwing your backhanded hyzer shot. So I'm going to ask you probably every day, how is your arm feeling right now? And did you not throw a few of the backhand hyzers where you would have liked to if your arm was healthy?
Yes, of course. If it was feeling better, I would throw more backhands. But I feel confident also with the forehand. I just understand it's a little bit shorter than everyone else's drives, but it's okay. I've practiced it that way, and it's all good. Yeah.
And speaking for a moment about the long drives, Ella Hansen, we saw her on hole 2, a huge roller, putting herself in a great position. Are you in awe as well, seeing her be able to throw that far and especially use a roller to do it?
Yes, I was very impressed. Like, I was like, what am I doing on this card? At times, I don't belong here. But I was just telling myself, okay, just do you. You practice this. This is your game plan. Just stick with it, and you'll be fine.
Well,
what I did.
And you certainly belong here. But it looked like on the back, we'll say the last third of the course, things slowed down a little bit for you. What can you attribute that to? Any reason for that? That's where you ran into a little bit of trouble.
Yes. I felt a little bit like fatigue at the end of the round, and I did make like 2 very, I feel like, stupid mistakes. One with my jump putt, which ended up with a bogey, and then on one hole I threw my up shot to OB, and it was like either a birdie or a bogey, and it like made a big difference that I slipped up there.
Well, you started the day with a 2-stroke lead. You end the day with a 2-stroke lead.
Okay.
What are your thoughts going into tomorrow?
I think I have to bring some snacks to the course. I really felt tired at the end of the round. I don't know why. But otherwise, I will just do the same thing I've been doing and hope for the best.
Well, I'm on the same page with you. Snacks all around. We'll see you in round 3. Congrats on still holding on to that first place position. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And joining us now is Ella Hansen. And Ella, you moved up from 3rd into 2nd place today with your performance. I want to start right there. You're sitting in 2nd place at the World Championships at a sport you just picked up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Pretty cool. I mean, yeah, obviously this is Worlds. Played a couple of Worlds in Ultimate, but obviously it's not quite the same thing. But I'm just trying to treat it like any round, any tournament, have fun. I mean, obviously there's some extra nerves and pressure, but I know I'm going to be more successful in my game if I just play loose and have fun. So I'm just trying to enjoy my rounds.
Well, if there's nerves, you're hiding it pretty well, especially when you opened up today's round. You birdied 4 out of the first 5 holes. Were you thinking, today's my day, I'm invincible?
No. I think this course is really, really scoreable, really attackable if you stay in bounds, make putts. I think both courses are in that regard. And I know Kristin is a really great competitor, incredible player. So I just wanted to put together a good round, play good holes, score as well as I can. And I know even if I shot the best round of my life out here, Kristin could still be crushing me. So, just trying to put together a good round.
Well, you made a great recovery on hole number 8, even though we found you out of bounds. But talk to us just a little bit, because we discussed it in the broadcast. The disc was recovered ultimately.
Yeah.
And then it was used on hole number 16.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about the importance of that disc. Is that one of your go-to? Is that a baby of yours?
I wouldn't say a baby. I got a couple backups, but it definitely was in the game plan to throw on 16. So shout out to my caddy Doug for going back and retrieving it out of the water. Really helped me out on 16 today.
Well, let's dig a little deeper into 16 specifically. You put yourself on the island after you saw a layup and then a couple other struggles there. On the island, up against the back wall. You didn't hesitate. Or did you?
I hesitated a little. I kind of have been, like I said, I'm just trying to be in the moment, play good disc golf, see the next shot. So when I walk up to that shot, it looked, super makeable, but just in the context and knowing that, Kristin and all the other players had just gone out of bounds, I know if I lay up, I take a stroke back. So, and obviously a super risky putt, could easily just hit, like we saw Jen hit the cage and roll out of bounds. So, I just wanted to play it safe, take the stroke where I could get it. I'm happy with a 3 on that hole.
Well, let's fast forward 48 hours and then maybe even 72 hours. You're looking at trying to close out the World Championships. You have holes 16, 17, and 18 to play. Today, you got the par on 16, 17, and 18 got you a little bit. What are some of the things you think ahead to, knowing you could be on a lead card vying for World Championships in a few days?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed in my bogeys on 17 and 18, obviously. 17, I had a pretty decent drive. I ended up kind of in a tough position, laid up a little shorter than I wanted to. I think next time, if I'm in that spot, I'll probably do what Kristin did and throw a little forehand up shot to just give myself a bit more of an open look. Obviously, I got really lucky getting under that sign somehow, but wasn't able to capitalize on the putt. And then on 18, just trusting myself to throw with a little bit more hyzer and just throw straight through the gap, because there's a lot more space on the left side, and that one's obviously, like, if it comes down to it, I'm trying to get a birdie, but that hole, I think I'm also pretty happy with a 3 on. So, yeah, just trusting it to be a little further left and not trying to hit those trees.
Well, tomorrow we head in. You'll be on the lead card, and we're going to swap out a couple of our competitors and bring in Missy Gannon and Paige Pierce, 2 veterans of the game who, of course, plenty of success out here. So it's going to be the 3 of you plus our leader, of course, and Kristin. Talk to us about what you're going to be thinking tonight, and even when you wake up tomorrow and you're prepping to come out to the course and play on that card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. So far I've had really fun cards, good vibes on all the cards I've played on so far. So, and I like playing with Paige, I like playing with Missy, I like playing with Kristin. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a good time. Obviously, everyone's going to be pushing, trying to play really well, and there's going to be some good disc golf. Make sure you tune in. And I'm just excited to hang out with those people and play some disc golf.
Well, you've certainly earned it. We're looking forward to seeing your performance tomorrow again. Everyone, that's Ella Hansen. She's sitting in second going into round 3 here at the PDGA World Championships.
Thank you.
And joining us now is our co-leader at the PDGA World Championships, Aaron Gossage. Aaron, you're sitting at 20 under with Kristin Tattar, and the first question is, how does co-leader at the World sound to you?
That's pretty amazing. I'm just kind of trying to play my own game, and I just found myself in this spot. So it's been an incredible experience so far.
And when you say play your own game, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm sure as you guys noticed watching the coverage that I throw a sidearm on like 80% of my shots, and it's a big difference from pretty much everybody else playing this tournament. So I'm trying to just play very conservative, safe shots and give myself opportunities. And today the putt was on. So that's just kind of how I'm trying to do it, to give myself opportunities, and if I connect, then I'll score well.
Well, we saw a couple of backhands out there, but I'm sure the world is thinking, well, when does this guy throw a backhand? What is needed? What's the shot that forces you to then go to a backhand?
So I do really well throwing my backhand far. When I really need max distance, I throw it a little bit farther than my forehand. Out on the course, basically, I'm just playing what the hillsides, what the wind, all those things. I try to just fight into it, play very conservative shots. So I'm just picking between 2 hyzers. And if I can throw forehand hyzer, backhand hyzer, that's going to be my game.
Yeah, I think of hole 15 being one of those where we saw you go with the backhand. And I've got to assume that just is because that's how it lines up to the slope of the green?
Definitely, yep.
So you play a clean round out there today, no bogeys. you ran into a little trouble just on the final hole. You're able to get up and down. What does it mean to you to have such a consistent and a clean round on a challenging course that has so much OB?
It means a lot. Definitely compared to DDO, playing with no wind makes a big difference. I'm able to really, like I said, play safe, put my shots in the center of the fairway, and just take the birdies when they're there, versus at DDO, everything was going everywhere just because the wind was so crazy.
And clearly this is no slight to you whatsoever, but after 2 rounds, I don't know if the world would have said, yeah, I think your world's co-leaders are going to be Aaron Gossage and Kristin Tattar. You've got Calvin Heimburg and Paul Mcbeth right there. What would you say to everyone that said, hey, maybe you should have had me in your picks?
I will say that Kristin and I have very similar games. We throw really far, forehand and backhand. We just like to throw hyzers, and most consistent shot on each hole. It's kind of a Colorado thing, so I'm not too surprised that we're up there. So I don't know. We're just trying to play our own game and not let the pressure get to us.
And that's maybe one of my final questions. We talk about pressure. This is the World Championships. Here you are sitting on a 2-stroke lead, or a co-lead, so to speak, and you've got 2 of the best on the planet, along, with the rest of the best players in the world that are all chasing you. What does that pressure feel like, and how do you feel like you'll handle it come tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, come tomorrow afternoon, I'm not sure. I'm going to do my best, just try to stay within myself. But today, I was really surprised. This is the first round that I've been on that lead card and just been able to play my own game. Relax, settle in, throw some shots. I think it's because the 3 card mates I had are really cool guys and make it easy to just settle in and play your own game.
Do Calvin and Paul qualify as really cool tomorrow? Are they going to help out?
Yeah, I like playing with those guys. I haven't played with Tristan in forever, though. It's back since we were played in Colorado, so it'll be fun to play with him again.
All right. Well, I can't imagine what a night of rest would try and feel like for you, but we wish you the best. Again, this is Aaron Gossage. He's your co-leader after 2 days at the World Championships. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Blindfold you. No. And joining us now is our co-leader in Kristin Tattar. And Kristin, we were just hearing the story that you got the private shuttle to get over here. Time for the B pool to arrive, right?
Yep.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends all week. I wanted to make it a little bit troublesome on Disc Golf Network, being over at the other course. So hopefully I did my job well in that.
You certainly did. I made the joke, though, that Emporia is small enough, I feel like we could have just sent the drone over from this course.
Easily could have.
So yesterday, of course, incredible round. You come out firing. What was that like, knowing you were looking to follow up today and then say, hey, I want to establish myself somewhere way high up in the ranks overall once the shuffle happens?
Yeah, so yesterday just it felt just like a clean round. It didn't feel like anything like super extraordinary, like out of my mind craziness. I was just making my putts, throwing tee shots well. And then today, just want to come out, obviously same game plan. I've been throwing the disc really well. Today I didn't putt quite the way I wanted to. I think I left 4 or 5 strokes of pretty easy putting out there. So I'd like to improve on that again tomorrow. But yeah, game's feeling good going into Thursday.
And speaking of tomorrow, you're going to go right back out to Joan Supreme now tomorrow because of the shuffle that'll happen. And I've got to ask, you're sitting with a 2-stroke lead along with a friend from Colorado, and Aaron. And just a moment ago, you were talking about when's the last time you actually played together, even though you're both from Colorado. When was that?
Yeah, we played at the end of 2018, like November, in Salida, Colorado, at like some small C tier, and we went 1 and 2 in that one. Aaron got me by 2, so certainly, some revenge that you're going to be looking for. Now, similar question. You're sitting with a 2-stroke lead. You're tied, of course, but Paul Mcbeth, Calvin Heimburg will be on the card. The rest of the world's going to be watching, and the rest of the competitors here are going to be chasing. Mm-hmm. How do you handle that type of pressure? I mean, this whole weekend so far, or week, I've been just playing my own game. I'm not really trying to think about what anyone else is doing. I mean, I've been on another course from everyone else, so I've only been able to do what I can do. So just continue doing that and trust my game, trust my skills.
What is your game? What are your skills? Share those with the world.
Yeah, I mean, these courses set up really well for me. I tend to throw straight shots, especially with distance drivers and fairway drivers, and so I don't really go over any out of bounds on either of these courses. So generally my OB strokes are going to be pretty low. And then obviously I have a pretty good forehand game. My putt's pretty solid, and so I think with those all together, my misses favor these courses well. So I think I can keep it in bounds and make a lot of putts.
So with the success that we're seeing already early on and the scores that you've already carded, people are wondering, well, wait a minute, why was this guy in the B pool in the first place?
Yeah.
Break down how that all went down.
Yeah, so it's just kind of been a rough couple seasons, a lot of injuries, especially this season has just been brutal. So the rating's been kind of going up and down. Obviously, I played well at Vegas earlier this year, but yeah, rating's been going up and down. I think my skills will prove themselves when I'm healthy, and so I'm just trying to do that.
And I've always known you to be a really even-keeled type of individual, and you take care of yourself. What will you do tonight to calm your nerves, to prepare yourself to be on a lead card at the World Championships here in round number 3 tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, all season I've just really been rooted in my routine. So I'm just going to go back, eat the same dinner I've been eating almost every night, probably take an ice bath, hang out, and yeah, just keep that same routine, go field work tomorrow morning, and be ready for tomorrow.
Well, 3-time world champion Nate Dawes talks about routine. Sounds like you found yours, and so far it's paying off. Everyone, that's Tristan Tanner. He is a co-leader here at the World Championships, and we'll see him on the lead card tomorrow.
Terry